Thank you so much for joining us for my special. I am Kid Ever, and I got this scarf at Express. Can you see it? It's got like a snake pattern on it. It's snakeskin because I want to be tough.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fashionable because I want to be sensitive.
Forever.
I like stuff like fashion and pastels and unicorns and pixie dust and second time right and I have no idea why people think I'm gay. Just last night, right when this dude was about to finish inside me, he's like, "No homo, bro." I was like, "Oh, good, still not gay." I fooled myself. But in reality, though, like I love women of all different like shapes and sizes and colors. It's like being Sesame Street, but dating. I don't have one particular type, but I do gravitate a little bit towards one type. One time I was outside of a show and I told one of my friends, I was like, "Well, now you get to see what my type looks like." And she goes, "My goodness, your type looks like she could kick your ass." I was like, so strange. At the end of the show, this girl came up to me and started talking to me. In mid-sentence, she stops. She goes, "You're a really handsome man." I was like, "Wow, thank you. You're a really cute girl." She goes, "Thanks, but I like girls." I go, "Yeah, figures."
Oh my God.
She goes, "What does that mean?" She's a female bodybuilder, so it's a lot more intimidating when she goes, "What's that mean?" Like, you're my type. You're cute, but, you're a little tough, a little tomboyish, so gay. She goes, "Yeah, sorry." So, don't be sorry. Plus, sometimes it's worked out for me. Really? I've had a few friends that were lesbians that decided I was so creep that they didn't mind that I had a dick. I might have to think about that. So when we went home together that night, we're going pretty well. Suddenly she grabs me and throws me down on the couch. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, hot lesbian's gonna have her way with me." Weirdest part of the night happened because fully clothed, she rolls over on top of me on her back. Facing the ceiling, and I'm just laying here underneath her, trapped like a naked, confused, open-faced lesbian sandwich.
Oh my God.
Four times that night went just fine.
Shit.
It's funny after talking to some of these women, lesbians, and also talking to some of these guys, the conversations that they seem to have had are parallel, where the lesbians say, "Well, we're not sure we want to hit on guys because when we do, they get all offended and emasculated, like, 'Oh no, she's too tough. I need to be the man.'" And the guys agree with this, and I'm like, "Okay, dude, in this imaginary world where you're just having to, toss away requests from lesbians left and right because they're flinging themselves at you and you're waiting for this unicorn of a lipstick lesbian to just attack you. You have this luxury of turning all of these women down that you think that they're too butch." And I'm like, you're treating them like they're aliens, Like, when they take off their trucker hat and their flannel shirt, are they still a hot girl underneath? Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Plus, the only thing they might be onto is, some of them might be aliens because they did suck my brain out. It's been good to think about dating again because, like, oh man, it's been such a weird few years because, after you have two different wives cheat on you on your birthday, but with different friends. So at least there's that. You assume there has to be something wrong with you. And then a few years ago, I thought I met this great girl. She convinced me there's nothing wrong with me. It was never me. It was always their fault. I didn't do anything to deserve that. So I found out that she was terminally ill. And I did what I thought was the right thing. And I got engaged again because I figured, well, like, this one's not going to leave, right?
Uh-oh.
She'd rather die alone than let me take care of her. And fortunately, with the support of her friends that are now my friends, I found out that she had cheated the whole time we were together, and they convinced me she was very emotionally abusive. So I realized that she probably deserves to die alone anyway.
Oh my God.
You know, it was rough for a while. I mean, for about 6 months, I drank on my back porch, just sat and drank and cried. But I did develop a method that's helped me learn a little something. You just keep drinking until your beer doesn't taste like tears anymore. Guys, you can do a lot when you're crying. You can masturbate and cry at the same time.
Oh my God.
Excellent lubrication. Although lubrication, they're also salty. So if you begin to chafe, stop.
Oh, God.
No, that was hard one. I don't want you to think that we never had any good times, though. She and I, we loved El Paso. We had a lot of friends there. So when we went, if you've never been to the city, if you're not familiar, I like to use the El Paso Inn because I like to keep it classy, but I also don't pay more than $40 a night.
Okay.
One afternoon at El Paso Inn, we had nothing planned. It was just alone time together. And at one point, it got a little strange, though, because it's like, stop, stop, stop. Oh, God, that's so good. Oh, that was so good. Stop. Stop calling me Crystal during the Okay, Matilda. I'm supposed to call you. Is this a role-playing thing? You have a new fetish I don't know about?
Yeah.
No, silly, stop it. You know what I mean? I just don't like my name. I call you pet names all the time. Like baby and sweetie and honey, just something sweet like that. And I said, fine.
But technically, I should be the only one to be your baby because I am the one that was just inside of you. You know, it's funny though, even after all this, a lot of people still doubt me and they look at me, they're like, you have pink hair and pink glasses, you know, you take care of yourself, you sure you're not gay? I'm like, okay, every other straight guy who's with us tonight, help me out here. All straight guys like the same thing that's pink, okay?
Yeah.
What straight guy doesn't like a nice, warm, juicy, pink steak?
Oh,
Oh, were you going a different direction? Were you getting a little dirty there? I'm just saying because as far as I'm concerned, steak and pussy are pretty close to the same thing because if you're gonna ask for it, you better be ready to eat it. But I do have a lot of friends and I have friends of all parts of the rainbow. And so it's fun to see how different people react differently in certain situations. So like for instance, you take your straight friends, you go out for a night at the sports bar, and everybody's getting drunk and eventually somebody rips off their shirt like, come at me, bro, come at me, bro. Very similar when you go out with your gay friends, you go to the gay bar, everybody's getting drunk. At some point, somebody rips off their shirt and they go, come on me, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I learned a lot from having a diverse group of friends. I mean, if I was only friends with people that look, I mean, not like me, but my demographic at least, and I'd know like 5 people. So I mean, 4 because Steve's dead, but you know. Just kidding. Yeah, Steve is dead. But Steve's an asshole. Fuck Steve.
Oh.
It's just really fun to see all the different stories that everybody has to tell. And somebody shared a blog from someone who was talking about how they were glad that their 4-year-old had come out as gender fluid. And I was like, okay, now let's stop here a second. I know some 4-year-olds, and a lot of them, some might be a little self-aware, but most just repeat whatever they've heard. And for instance, my 4-year-old came out to me as Optimus Prime. So, I'm not doubting his identity. I just want to give it a couple years before I balance and rotate his tires. Okay? And I'll believe that he's definitely trans. I'm really glad to be broadcasting to you here from sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, I grew up in the forest in Pennsylvania. Just mountains, hillbillies. It didn't work out for me. I didn't have friends in all the white places. You know, I'll tell you, racism is awkward everywhere, but where I grew up, it was also easy. I was like, how do you know you don't like black people? There aren't any here. Their ideas of, you know, gender and sexual norms and sexual orientation, that was a little off too. Let me give you like an encapsulation of basically how high school went in one little fell swoop. So what are you doing in that home ec class there with them girls? You don't want to be weird. You come play some sports with us. I tell you what, this afternoon, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start off. I'm a lateral to my wide receiver. He's got the softest hands I've ever seen. And then he going to throw a reversal to my tight end. Oh, that man is the best ball handler in the state. You both congratulations on the ass. Men. And then we go shower together. Naked. Is that straight? I don't think you know what words mean. Oh. Musical taste too, okay? I never understood this. I never had the same musical taste as all these people either. It was very weird. Like, well, what about Nirvana? You're a nonconformist like us. First off, I think our definition of nonconformity varies greatly between the two of us. Secondly, no. Like, even when they first hit, Nirvana was in way too heavy rotation. Now, they still are overplayed. Like, Kurt Cobain has been gone 25 years and he still won't shut the fuck up. Well, what about the Allman Brothers Band? Oh, not only is that a hard no, but I was making an almond butter and jelly sandwich one day and realized it sounds a lot like Allman Brothers and jelly, and that just sounds like a disgusting after party.
Funny.
God dang it, Greg, would you get your shirt back on? Nobody want to see that. But could you save me that strawberry jam out your belly button? That looks delicious. What about the crooners? Okay, white people, you're crooners. This has got to stop, okay? They're not cute. They're not sweet. They're creepers, okay? Like the Ed Sheeran and the John Mayer and all these. Okay, very simple explanation. I'm just going to use a couple lyrics from Ed Sheeran. We'll walk through this, and you'll believe me forever. And I'll also ruin Ed Sheeran for you. when your legs don't work like they used to before.
He's talking about going all together and it's so sweet and so romantic. And it's such long words and he's so nice and oh my god, I love you, Ed. What's next? What's next?
Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love?
Ed Sheeran wants a blowjob from an 80-year-old paraplegic?
Stay away from the nursing homes, Ed. Please. Everyone's safe. No, I always preferred what I consider the golden age of hip hop, all right? Like 90s rap. And a lot of people think it sets a bad precedent, a bad example, but I always thought it was more of like a cautionary tale of the streets, you know, dark poetry, you know, look at the life I've lived, you can avoid it and you can, you know, have a better life. And, you know, it's positive to me, it's uplifting. And, you know, there are some things that can be emulated. For instance, Tupac. I love Tupac. I don't want to be every bit like Tupac, obviously. But, like, I do want thug life tattooed across my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, what I told you about my relationship life, I have commitment issues, so I'm just going to get it done in henna. But my favorite of all time has got to be Nas. And I was telling one of my exes, it's one of the cheaters, but not the dying one, if you're keeping track. It bridges generational gaps, and it's just socially relevant. It's amazing, and I was like, you know, but there are some that he does that are just fluff. I was like, you know, there's one that's a little overplayed. It's called Uchiwali. You might have heard that one.
I don't think I know that one either.
Here, let me sing the hook. Maybe you'll recognize it. It goes, ooh,
Chiwali wali, ooh, chibang-bang, Stop it, stop it. I don't know isn't going to help me recognize it. Really, really, really.
and you know, rap has started to get a little watered down for me, though. Like when Drake's first album dropped, I was like, this is really fresh. You know, he was doing something that nobody else was doing. And now a few albums later, all I hear is, my name is Drake. You like my monotone. Haha, I fooled you. This is the same song.
It's so true.
And then you have a hook from Rihanna, but hers has kind of lost its power too, because she used to sing like a whole hook, and now all she sings is where. Because by the end she just goes, now we have this new phase called mumble rap, and if you're not aware, the mumble rappers have anointed their savior of singing in monotone now, and his name is Post Malone. The great thing is, if you haven't seen Post Malone, what he looks like is, imagine if Shia LaBeouf became homeless and then got prison tattoos on his face. That's Post Malone. So, in addition to having a great timeless message and staying fresh and then reinventing yourself, you know, there's another aspect of music that I think keeps you relevant. That's what I call a signature sound, where someone can hear it in a song and be like, ah, I thought it was you. So you can start with probably the most famous. Who's that?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
And then you have the unmistakable Jason Derulo. Ooh, I wonder who that could be. Then it goes across genres. So you have, well, that's Pink. And you have, and that's Tove Lo, who thinks she's pink. You know, hype men and producers get into this. Everybody knows Flava Flav, and then you have some other unmistakable ones like, yeah. Well, who's that?
Lil Jon.
We all know Lil Jon. Okay, we all have Lil Jon either way. And you know, that's cool and all, but I think it could get awkward at some point with the producers getting involved. I think of like Ryan Tedder of One Republic. Imagine when Timbaland was producing One Republic's first hit album. What if Timbaland was in the studio in the recording booth with Ryan Tedder? How awkward would this be? I'm holding on your rope, got me 10 feet off the ground. Hearing what you say, but I just can't make the sound. Tell me that you need me, then you go and cut me down. What boy here? Is Jim Brewer punking? Oh, great. Timbaland's hiding in. Get out. Out. Oh my God. Awkward. And who decided, and at what point, that Satan needed to guest star on some of these tracks? I noticed the first time I noticed this was that Carrie Hilson song. You'll recognize this one too. Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. You just get back up and it knocks you down, right? And then we have the rap verse from Kanye, which is fine, but then by the end of it, he evolves. So it finishes with, so what we gonna get, dessert or dessert fruit? The devil character out of South Park. This is how that is just like, hey Saddam, I need to go drop some hot tracks with Diddy and Timbaland. You wanna watch out for a while? Yeah, okay guys, sounds fantastic. You know I got this baby, go ahead. Whose idea was it? Was it Mountain Goat Timbaland? Was it your idea? Thanks again. Really helpful. So, it's a big part of my life, obviously, in every aspect, including now you can probably guess right here that I'm kind of a weird parent, yeah? Love and attention and affection. I just do some shit that might make you call TV. Like I don't censor them. I let my kids watch a lot of like movie and TV and comedy and stuff that you usually wait till the roles are over. But it works well if you do it right. You just have to have a plan. Like you make them all watch the Blair Witch Project when they're 4 or 5 years old. And then when they piss you off, all you have to do is put them in a dark room and stand them in the corner. Let's go on outings together too. I took my oldest son to First Friday, so it's one of those that close off the streets and there's like art and vendors and food and music and everything. It's so cool. Carter, oh my God, there's a psychic at First Friday. Do you want to check it out? He goes, what do I do? I was like, okay. So if you want to see if you can tell the future, wait patiently in line. And when he calls on you, you walk up to him, you punch him in the face. Because he should have seen it coming. My little one to see Ghost. Ghost is this cool like shock rock band. Like they wear like silver demon helmets on and they perform. And it's just super cool. We were having fun. This kid behind us was screaming. He's like, "Dad, can we just move?" And I was like, I don't want to shove everybody else out of the way. Are you cool? Just work. It's almost over. He's like, "Yeah, Dad." So at the end, we walk out. We're talking about he's having a great night. He can't wait to get ice cream afterwards. It's the best day of his life. He goes, "Except for that kid, Dad." I go, "Look, I appreciate you being the patient and mature one, okay? That was really awesome." I was like, plus, by comparison, that kid is a perfect example of why so many people want to legalize child abuse.
Oh.
Get the joke? He goes, "Yeah, Dad, you mean somebody should beat that kid, but that's not a joke." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were so sensitive about it. Like, did I offend you?" He goes, No, Dad. I just really hope somebody beats that kid."
Okay.
I'll be grandfather of the year in a few years. Awesome. I also teach my children the wrong lyrics to songs. I also don't tell my children these are the wrong lyrics to songs. Mixed results, as you can guess. Okay, so their favorite is by a band called Fun, and their version goes, "Tonight we are young. So I set my balls on fire." What is wrong with you? You pay such close attention to my adorable little 6-year-old for. What are you, Santa Claus? You see him when he's sleeping, you know when he's awake. You got a new windowless fan in place of your old sleigh. Pervert, get away from my kid. You know, the little one, he does have a couple favorites of his own. His favorite dance song goes, "Everybody's pants down." Oh. And you can't discuss this without the band Shinedown. He loves Shinedown. Their first single, Second Chance. Ooh, slightly different chorus again on this one. It still starts the same. You'll catch the difference. Starts with, "Tell my mother, tell my father, I've done the best I can." But his ends with, "I'm not naked, I'm just saying. Sometimes I don't wear any pants." Sometimes Darian takes his pants off on the playground. Yeah, that was when he walked from the school. Like, at this point, when I see the school on the caller ID, I just pick up, what did Darian do? Obviously, I need to use that Blair Witch punishment a little more often. Knowing all of this, someone looked at me and goes, "You know what? You should join the PTA."
Oh.
Wait, before anybody gets offended, when I say people, it's math and science people, okay? That's in my lexicon. Math and science people. And I don't like to say no, but I'm busy. You know, I've got 4 jobs. I've got 3 kids. Unless it's something I already pretty much do, I can't really fit more into my schedule, you know? Like, for instance, I heard that fetishists now pay if you will eat pizza shirtless. I already do those at the same time really well, so I could fit that into my schedule. I mean, PTA, if I let them get to know me a little bit, they'll back off. They'll be like, no more. Okay. So they invite me to the first meeting when we had the eclipse a few years ago. Remember that? Like, we're going to have an event. And I said, scientists already figured it out. It's already going to be an event, and they don't need you.
Oh, you don't understand. We're going to have the glasses so the kids can watch. And we're going to have Mr. Brown's class sing a song. And we're going to have Eclipse cookies. Chocolate cookie, vanilla cookie, Eclipse. What should we have else with that? I was like, well, probably some milk. Because the last time a lot of people had Kool-Aid during a cosmic event, it didn't go so well.
Oh, no.
It is true.
You going to help us play in the fall festival?
Okay, time to up my game. So we're planning the fall festival, and we're planning the middle schoolers dance, and one of the grandmas says,
We should call it the
snowball dance, and I said, you're not calling it the snowball dance.
Mama, I grew up in New Mexico. We didn't have snow during our dance either.
I was like, that's not why you're not calling it the snowball dance. A bunch of the moms started laughing too. I was like, I know my people. So I figure at this point, I'm out, right? I've done my due diligence to make sure that they don't want me around ever again.
You want to help us clean out the greenhouse?
Greenhouse, because apparently this is now what I do. and they had some excess office furniture, and they said, "Do you want some?" I said, "I'll come back later." They said, "Just hide it in the greenhouse for now till you come back." Space now because I cleaned it up. Okay. So I was rolling this office chair across the courtyard, and one of my son's little inmate classmates, same thing, she comes out.
And they
I like to wait. We're all in class, and then I steal furniture and I hide it all over the school. I should do that. You should. I'm an awesome example, by the way, in case you got caught on. So,
You want to help us paint the gym?
so prior to painting the gym, which is now also what I do, apparently, I'm in duct tape club, making shit out of duct tape, which is apparently also what I now do. And at one point, one of the kids turns to the teacher and she goes, "Is he a better artist than you are?" I go, "Hey, that's not nice. That's not fair. Come on, dude. Like, everything's supposed to be subjective. It's all about taste, preference. But the answer is yes." Our teacher slapped me. The art teacher's cute, so I kind of like it. She slapped me. So, if you're keeping track now at this point, I've made a mass suicide joke, a blowjob joke, and I have inspired children into narcissism and possibly grand larceny. You can help plan the multicultural fair? So, okay. At this point, I understand that my actions are taking on a little bit more than they should be. So I did the responsible thing and I got a vasectomy. Okay? It's not absurd. It is not simple. It is not painless. You take somebody like me, normally, if I get hit by a car, if I break a bone, I slap on an ice pack, I see how the next couple days go. Maybe go to the doctor eventually. Go into the urologist, try to get a vasectomy. Response is, "Jesus fucking Christ, kill me now!" You know, like when you fall too hard, and you try to smack her, go, "Stop it, it's too much." But there's nobody to smack, and it's on both sides. A whole month of that. Oh my God. And then the subsequent infection that your urologist said couldn't possibly have come from his vasectomy he performed. So we're like, one testicle is the size of a hockey puck.
Oh.
You have to walk like this because Quasimodo. It smells so much you can't find the other one. You're like, "Oh my God, where'd you go? Did you run away? Oh wait, did he scare you? No, oh, you're just hiding my butthole? Okay." So I talked to my mom about this because the doctor said had to have an operation because it could kill me. Might lose the testicle or I might be okay. She doesn't understand why this is funny. Oh, again, keeping track, cheater, not dying. Okay, we're going back to that. She doesn't understand why this is funny. She goes, "Well, if the worst thing that we have to deal with is that you lose the testicle, I think we'll be fine." Bitch, you haven't used it in 3 years. But good news, the doctor saved my testicle.
All right.
Yes.
Good.
Can we see?
So,
No, you can't see.
under consideration, though, I'm not sure if that really is good news because you've heard about the things that have happened in my life. Here's all the way through relationships. Dude, if I can't even trust my own nut not to kill me, who am I? Thanks again, everyone, for being here for the Savior of my special. I've had a wonderful time.
What's up?